What's interesting about my career as a podcaster has been me having to learn how to build brand and also be a podcast host and learn that side too. And doing both of these things at the same time, it really showed me a lot. Like the same things I've done to build my brand in terms of my business, my coaching and stuff, I've used those same skills to build podcasts and help people grow their shows. So I really love how it all works together. And today I kind of want to get into some of the biggest brand mistakes that I've made, that I've seen other people make. Like whenever a podcast fails to launch, I've launched several shows and they have failed. I always know why, right? I can go back and look at a list of reasons as to why it didn't do as good as I thought it would. So today I want to get into that. What's good, people? I am Coach Chris. Thank you for being here. If you're listening on the podcast, I appreciate you for being a fan of the Personal Branding Playbook. Now, I also want to remind you, we have a new YouTube channel specifically for the Personal Branding Playbook. I'm planning on doing a lot of more interviews, bigger interviews, some more in-person stuff in Seattle, out in LA. I'm really excited, man. I got a lot going on. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll link that down below. All right, so the first big brand mistake that I personally made is not having a focus. And what I mean by a focus is kind of a roadmap of where I want to go. And what I know that I did this wrong because now when I do it, it just feels better. And you don't have focus when, you're thinking about, okay, what do I have to do within my business today? Because let's be real, let's be honest. Most of us don't have a ton of employees. We don't have a massive staff that we're managing. We don't have a ton of managers that manage staff. Like, we're not there yet. Most of us may have 2 or 3 employees max, maybe a few virtual assistants overseas. That's it. So I'm talking to us real business owners that are working to get to that next level. And what I can say is that lack of focus really stunts the growth of getting there. And I know this because I've caught myself multiple times doing a lot of menial tasks that I don't need to be doing. And it's funny because I immediately get frustrated. Like I'm immediately annoyed. Like, damn, why am I doing this? Why am I wasting my time? And it's important that you don't overwhelm yourself. Don't be upset or frustrated or anything. You got to figure out what's the most important thing to you. I don't know if you can even read it, but on my little sign up there, it says AMO. And AMO is an acronym for always making offers. I learned that when I always make offers, I always make money. Super, super simple. But the problem is sometimes we get caught up in doing this and then doing that. And now we don't have time to make those offers because you built landing pages all day, or you were trying to edit content, or it's just a bunch of different things you could be doing that is taking you away from the main thing, which is going to make you money. The best way to realign your focus is to literally make a list of the most important things you can do to generate revenue, like top to bottom. I know for me, making offers comes down to sometimes literally just sending DMs to people, sometimes posting engaging content and then sending that content to people in the DMs. That could be the most engaging way. And really, to start off, I can tell you everybody's most profitable thing they could be doing is some kind of marketing. Specifically outreach. It could be direct marketing. We're going to people who've already engaged with your content, who've already said they have this problem. It could be, one-to-many marketing where you're posting a masterclass or something like that, or even recording one. I used to look at things like that, like, oh man, I'm recording this content. I could do this later. This is wasting my time. But then it's like, is this going to help me generate revenue in the near future? Yes, it is. So it's not a waste of time. Really, the focus comes down to, is this thing you're doing going to help you in your business? And if this is something you do consistently, you need to make sure it's consistently bringing you results. For example, for me, I know there are a ton of people who tell you to post every day and engage every day and do all of that stuff. And that's just not how I want to run my business. I'm not interested in posting on any social platform 20 times a day. I'm just not going to do it. Even 3 or 4 times is too much. I'm good. And what I've noticed is me posting 1 time per day on like a reel on Instagram or a post in Facebook. It works really well. I still get high engagement, people reaching out to me. I'm getting the same amount of leads doing the small effortless stuff, which is maybe 30 minutes every other day compared to 3 times a day. So I think we have to figure out what works for us and then align those tasks that will bring us the most revenue and then be consistent with that. Don't just go and post 20 times because Gary Vee said so. That's not going to get you the result. That's not guaranteed to get you anything. Sometimes it's better to do less. Posting 1 YouTube video a week. Sometimes that's going to be more effective than posting 5 a week. Believe me, I have tried. So it's much more important for you to have a plan that aligns with your focus and your goals. All right, so the next thing on this list, I kind of just talked about it. The biggest brand mistake people make is too much time on social media. I think the best thing we can do right now is remove our brands from social. Not remove completely. I want to rephrase that. Not remove, but use it as kind of like first step, like your real community should be somewhere off of whatever platform you get people from, because everybody that you talk to on Facebook is not going to go to Instagram. Everybody that you connect with on Twitter might not go to LinkedIn, right? So if you say, oh, this platform is my home platform, the problem with that is you won't necessarily have the highest engagement, the most consistency. And then what happens if you lose that account? Now you got to start from scratch, and it's just too many obstacles right there. What's much better is using all of these platforms as social media, as you should, but then directing people to one platform where they can engage with you consistently, maybe ask you questions, where they can work with each other. That's how you want to build a platform. I'm literally working on a software tool right now to help podcasters do this, because podcasters need to build communities. That's more important than anything. And when you can actually build a community of people who have the same interests, who have the same, maybe not all thought process, but they think kind of the same. They have similar goals. Then you can really help something grow. Like now your podcast kind of spreads like wildfire because you're bringing like-minded people into a space. And this could be a platform right now like Patreon or Mighty Networks. And this is going to help you bring people into your world. And I would say this, I would suggest having a platform where it's very low priced, and then you have one where it's premium pricing, because everybody might not want to pay the premium of, $30-$40 a month. Some people will pay $5 a month and then get access to like group calls every other week. That's good enough. I'm personally designing my community so that people can get access to my content. I have hours and hours and hours of podcast content. So if you're a podcaster that wants to make money, you can join a community, work with other podcasters, and learn how to get sponsored, how to become a high profile affiliate, all of that stuff, right? So building community is the real reason why we're on social media, but I don't believe social media is the best tool for that. Like Facebook groups are so damn distracting. And I will go to Facebook groups all the time to talk to people, to ask questions, to even if I have an event coming up and I want to ask people about something, we have conversations and it's a good dialogue. But the problem is Facebook is not built for us to really build communities. It's built for them to make money. That's it. So if I want to send somebody off of Facebook somewhere else, it's going to be a problem. If I post something and I want people to see that content, literally only like 1% of your audience actually sees your content. That's insane. That doesn't make any sense. So I think the best thing we can do is convert our audiences from social and bring them onto our own platforms. Now, the last branding mistake, and this is probably really controversial, but I think it's not having like a signature product. And not having something that you're known for is really detrimental to your brand. And this is what I mean. If you look at somebody like Grant Cardone, even people that don't like Grant Cardone, that have never bought anything from him, they just have a bunch of opinions, they still know what the 10X rule is. That's a signature product. When you have something that is a system, a process, a method, even a mindset. Think and Grow Rich, the author of that, Napoleon Hill, is a known fraud. He's a known con artist, or whatever you want to say, however you want to label him. And people still love that book. Every entrepreneur has read that book. You probably have read that book, maybe even 3 or 4 times. I know people that have sold courses and built master classes and all kind of masterminds around that book. Even though the author of it is, it doesn't have the best reputation. Therefore, what you need most is that representation. You need that signature product, something you are known for, something that helps you stand out from everybody else. I think it's best to have a system, especially today. If you have a system where you can get somebody a result that's either helping them lose weight, be more attractive, make money, or save time. Those 4 elements, if you pick one of those, if you get 2, you are golden. That's the signature product that's going to help you stand out there even more. You know why Canva is so incredible? They're a $1 billion company because they help everybody save time. Before we had Canva, if you were an online business owner or whatever, and you needed photos and stuff, you had to go and buy them from some stock website, or you had to learn Photoshop. And we don't want to take the time to learn Photoshop. Trust me, I tried learning it. I did learn a little bit. Most of my podcast logos I made on Photoshop. But that's also why I don't want to use it, because it's so damn time consuming. And if I'm making a little episode card for my podcast, I don't want to have to open Photoshop and do all of this stuff. And it's too much. That's why software tools are great when they save us time. They make our lives easier. With processes, everybody has some kind of system. All public speakers know this. You got to have some kind of system that makes you stand out. I don't want to sound like anybody else, so I have to create my own system. And that's the best thing you can do right now for whatever field you're in. And the beautiful part about this is you even bring your competition in on it. You literally bring them on your podcast. You bring them into your community. You know, you have a conversation about it. You get their feedback, get their opinion. Get out of this mindset that everybody's going to take it from you, because they just can't. You're you. They can't be you. One of my favorite examples of this recently is me learning more about Alex Hormozi, his whole gym launch strategy. You know, literally helping gyms go from however many members and, 100x in their business. Like, it's just insane some of the numbers this guy helps gym owners do. And that's a process that you might not know about it because you're not a gym owner. But I can guarantee you that a gym owner knows about Alex Hormozi, and they know about his gym launch system. And that's the approach you have to take if you want to really make more of an impact, number one, but most importantly, to have longevity and relevance in your market. Like, if you're just one of the people that's just kind of putting stuff out and doing stuff and it's aimless, it's okay. And I've done that for years. I know, again, this is a brand mistake because I've done it. And you become relevant, you make money, but it's not nearly as much as you know you can make. You don't ever really hit your peak. It's always up and down. You never shoot all the way up. It's just, it's not consistent either. So when you put out that signature system, when you have that process that's just flawless, so to speak, that right there is what separates everything. It changes everything for you. Should I do an episode on signature systems? I might. Let me know if you want one down in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here, man. Really appreciate you guys. Now, I want to let you know my book. You can get a copy of the Personal Branding Playbook completely free down in the description box down below. Thank you for being here, man. I'm Coach Chris. I'll see you next time.